and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we have a Christmas tumbling tower block show. We have 10 tumbling tower block ornaments and a tumbling tower block stand for the ornaments. I hope you enjoy today's show today. Please remember to give me a thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe if you have not. And please comment in the comment box below. I really enjoy reading your comments. I enjoy getting to know all of you. It really means a lot to me. I do read all the comments. I don't get to them right away, but I do eventually. So again, appreciate everybody being here. And I really hope you enjoy the show today and the million of tumbling tower blocks I use in this video. I really had a lot of fun doing this and creating this. So I hope you enjoy it too. Thanks again for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Kind of DIY number 1. I should have put section 1, section 2, and section 3 because there's actually more DIYs in each one. It's more than one. But we're going to start out with 3 tumbling tower blocks. And I use wood glue on all these. You can use hot glue, but sometimes the hot glue has a little spacing in between them and it could be hard to push together. So I prefer hot glue, or wood glue, I mean. But I took 3 and 3 and I painted them red and green. And then I take these ribbon. I don't know if I got these ribbon at Michael's or Dollar Tree. I can't remember. I've had them in my stash for a while. But we take the green ribbon and we connect it to the red. And then we take the red ribbon and connect it to the green. We're going to make these look like little presents. So we go one way with the ribbon and then we go the other way. And I don't think I show doing both. So, I mean, pretty much what I do to one, I do to the other. And we're just going to hot glue that down. And then we're going to take another little piece, a third piece of ribbon, once I get that down. And we're going to hot glue the ends together to make a circle. And then I'm going to take some of that baker's twine and we're going to pinch the middle together and tie a knot in the middle. These bows were really tiny and my hands are kind of big and I had a heck of a time with this. One, I should have cut more twine off to help me a little better. But every time I'd get that on there, and I go to tie the knot, and the whole ribbon would pop out. It was driving me crazy. It took me a while to figure this out. And then when I finally did get it on, it was crooked, or not in the middle, I should say. So then I had to adjust it. I'm like, see, every time I go to pull the stuff too tight, it just keeps popping out. It was driving me nuts. Finally, I do finally hold it down a little better. It's like I almost needed a third hand or another finger or something. But I finally get that down and I do double knot that. See here, I have to put the twine in the middle because it's all crooked. But after I get that, this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to cut that extra baker's twine off. And then we're just going to glue that in the middle of the package. And then I'm going to take this pack of stars I got from Amazon. They're all different sizes. And I'm going to take the small star and I leave it in the natural color that it's in. And we just stick that in the middle of the bow. And here we go. It says DIY number 2, but it's actually section number 2 because, like I said, I do more than one DIY in each section. But I tried to group them up is what I was trying to do. Like we did 2 presents. This one we're gonna do. We'll do 2 horizontal and 1 vertical. This we do 2 vertical and 1 horizontal. And there we go. It doesn't take long for the glue to set up, but I'm very impatient, so I did have a little trouble. But one's going to be in black, and one has to, well, we're going to do white, the whole thing in white at first, and then I'm going to take the blue and the red, I think it's Blue Ocean, and we're just going to take paint the top part of that sign. And I do the front, back, and sides. You really don't need to do the back, but I did anyways. Which is weird because when I get to the red, I don't do the back on the red on the back. So, but it is what it is, and you don't see the back, so it doesn't matter. Don't look at the back of my crafts, like Craft Away with May says. She's like, don't ever look at the back of my crafts. So, I agree with her. Don't ever look at the back of crafting. But there's a few times I go out of frame. I'll explain what I'm doing. And I'm only out of frame for like a few seconds, but I didn't realize the angle of my camera was down too low. So that's why. Because normally it doesn't go out of frame when I back up a little bit. And a great thing about these tumbling tire blocks, I'll use my heat gun here in a minute to dry that, and it dries really quick. It's like those blocks absorb the color, so it doesn't take much to use your heat gun and blow dry that. And I think I put 2 coats of the white on, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Here I'm just touching up. I'm not really, just hitting a few spots here and there. But once I get that done, I'm going to take my red, and we're going to make stripes on the bottom part of our sign. And I do the sides of the block as well. And yeah, I'm actually going kind of slow, and I don't really care if the lines are even or not. It doesn't bother me that much. Not on this project, at least. And then I will, once I get those the way I like them, and I kind of go over them twice, sort of, but I don't really dry it in between. Like I said, it actually dries pretty quick. The paint on these do. Once I get that done, that's what we have so far. We're going to go to our little Santa hat, and I'm going to take that red ribbon from earlier and wrap it around the base, or the brim, make it like the brim of the hat. And then once I get that hot glue down, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that little pine cone and berries. I got that off of a Dollar Tree ornament, something I had in my stash, and I'm just going to hot glue that kind of in the corner of that hat. And then we're going to set that aside. And then I'm going to take my paint marker, and I thought about writing North Pole, but then I ended up writing Let It Snow. I mean, you could put whatever you want down, but it's up to you. The Santa hat, I wish I would have done like touches of white on it, but I didn't, like on the top and on the brim of it. But there's those. Section 3. I do embellish these, but I don't embellish them with things until the end. Okay, I kind of screwed this one up. And we take 3 and we take 3. And again, I used the wood glue just to glue them together like that. But then I screwed up one. So we got the 2, 3, and 3. So then I take 2. I don't know, it's better just to see what I did. I think you can understand it better than me explaining what I did. But I end up adding another block of 3 on the next frame here. Each of those blocks on this one get each of those colors, the peach, the red, and the white. And see, I added another 3 blocks, and I painted it green. That lime green. But as you can see, this is going to be a snowman. And I take my paint marker and I paint my eyeballs in. And this nose I got off of Amazon, or not Amazon, Etsy. I got it off Etsy. And I take a little bit of wood glue and I put it on my finger because those are very small. But I put the nose on first so I kind of can judge where I want to put the mouth. And then I think I used my white marker for the eyes, and I think I give them eyelashes as well. Yeah, gets little eyelashes. And that's what we have so far. I'll embellish it at the end. And then we're going to take our brown, and this is going to be a gingerbread. And we're going to use our paint markers again to do this. And I take the black for the mouth and the eyes. And then I take my red and my pink, and the red is for the nose. And the pink is for its little cheekies. And I do give this one eyelashes as well. And then I take my white and I give it little eyeballs. Actually end up having to get a different white marker because I think that one's not as bright. I think it might be going. And then I give it the little swirly, the little icing. And then I'll take my red. I'm going to give it a little tongue. Just to give it a little bit of character. And then that's what we have so far on this one. And then I'm going to take the other one, and I take this half bead, and I painted it in that peach, and I don't know the size, and I think I may have got that off of Amazon, or maybe I got it from Temu, I can't remember. But I'm gonna glue that in between the white and the peach, and I use wood glue. And then I'm going to take my black paint marker again, and I'm going to give him eyes. And then I'm going to take my white. Yep. And I'm going to give him the little fluffy around the hat. And I do the sides. Yeah, I thought I was done, and then I'm like, no, that doesn't look right. I wanted it more fluffy. So then I end up fluffing it up, and then I decide to do the sides as well. Because you may see the sides. You don't see the back of them, but you do see kind of the sides of them. But once I get that done, put in the little fluff on it. Actually would look good with a Chanel stem or a pipe cleaner too, now that I think about it. That just popped in my head. Okay, I take the green one, and I got this picture off of online, Googled it. And I did use my pencil, but I didn't show it because you would have seen me draw it and erase, draw and erase. So I just, I didn't want you suffering through that. So I just take my paint marker and I outline that. And then I'm going to take my yellow for his eyes. Our little Grinch. If you can't hand draw, you can always use transfer paper and print out that design. And just use that, or print out, or use a Cricut if you have it, and do stickers. They might actually have stickers for a Grinch. Yeah, I'm looking on my phone to try to figure out what I want to do. But there's the eyes, and that's what we have so far. And here we go, DIY or / section number 4. It's best to watch what I do with these. I take 5 there, and I take 6 blocks here. And it's just, like I said, it's just best to watch how I piece these together than me try to explain it, because I'll just mumble and can't find the words. But once I use the wood glue on that, these colors, each little block will get a color. So this is going to be multicolored tumbling tire block. And then this one's going to get red, black, and white. And then, okay, I'm going to paint this one. And then I'm going to take and in the bottom I used my wax, my Waverly wax, or folk art. I have folk art wax, sorry. And I'm just going to write Merry Christmas using my paint marker. And I got out of frame a little bit, but all I'm doing is writing Christmas. And that's what we have so far on this one, and I will embellish this one later. You will see it. And this one, I take the black and I put a black just at the top, just right there. That's all. That's the only part that's going to get black. I do the sides, the top, and I can't remember if I do the back. And then I'm going to take, after I get that done, and I'm just out of frame, but I'm just doing the black line. That's it. Trying to even it out, but I don't care if it does. But that's what you get. And then I'm going to take the white, and I'm going to put the white, a line of white under the black. And the first block that's going horizontal is also going to get the white. So there's the white, and then the block, the top block, that horizontal block, just that one block. And I do the front and the sides, and I don't think I do the back. And I actually do 2 coats of the white, I just don't think I show it. Okay, I do the back. Alright. I think some of them I did the back on, and some of them I didn't. I don't know why. I'm a weirdo. Anyways, that's what you have, and I do 2 coats of the white, and then what's left, I do with the red. If you can't tell, this is a Santa sticking out of a chimney. And then I take my paint marker, and we're going to make bricks. And it's just lines. And I kind of outline the edging of it. And then I put a line in between Santa's pants so you can help define that a little bit more. And that's what we have so far. I'll embellish it later. Here's the embellishments. The ones I put at the top, I didn't think needed embellishments. I probably could have done the little something on the gingerbread, but I didn't. I take this table scatter, which I'm not sure if I got from Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree, but I'm just going to take a little hot glue and we're going to put that on our snowman's hat, just in that little corner. And then that'll be it for this one. That's what we have. And then I take our Grinch, and I take a pipe cleaner or just Chanel stem, whatever you want to call it, and I go all the way around, all 4 corners. And I just hot glue that. Down. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yawn there. Yeah, but all the way around. And I'm going to show you me doing that, I guess. But once I get around, I just cut off the excess. And then once I finish that, and we cut the extra off, I'm going to take these little pack of Santa hats I got from Hobby Lobby. I just got those, so I definitely know I got those from Hobby Lobby. And we're just going to hot glue that to the corner of our Grinch. And then I'm going to take the little pom-pom and fold it over and hot glue that down as well. And our little Grinch is done. Ain't he cute? That's such a cute little ornament. I love the Grinch. And we're going to take our Santa, and I'm going to do the same thing with the hat. I'm going to hot glue it in the corner and fold it and hot glue the pom-pom. And that will be it for our Santa. And I'm not sure which one I grab next. Let's see. Okay, our little sign. I'm going to take one of these little bows. You can get these from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put that on the pull of the sign or the bottom of the sign or however you want to word that. And I just hot glue that down. And And then I take these little gems. I'm actually not 100% sure where I got these. I found these in my stash. I'm thinking I got them from Michael's. I'm not 100% sure, but I take a blue one and I just put that in the middle of the middle of the bow. And I take a blue one and yeah. And I do hot glue that down because they are sticky, but I don't think they're sticky enough. So then we take our Santa in the chimney, and I take another of those little silver bows you get from Dollar Tree, and we're going to put that in the corner of our chimney. Once we put that in the corner, I'm also going to take another little gem, but I believe it's a green one, and I put that one in the middle of the bow, just to kind of give it a different color. And then once that is finished, that's it. They're all embellished, and that's what they look like. Oh no, I forgot about that one. My bad. I take a bow. We got this from Dollar Tree, and all I do is stick that one on the top. Kind of twist the twisty tie on the back, so when I cut it, it doesn't fall apart. Yeah, and I just had to glue that at the top. It does kind of cover the letters, but you can still tell it says Merry Christmas, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I just hot glue that right there. Now we're done with them. For now. There's the one more thing we do to them, but I'll do that later. Anyways, now this is the big one. Okay, and I got this idea and this design from the Crafty Shopper. She did this 3 years ago, and the bottom one picture is hers, what she did. And what you're going to do, you're going to take 7 blocks in a row and make 8 of them. Just like that. Then you're going to take 8 blocks, just 1 in a row, and 12. Then 15 and 20. And I used wood glue on all this. And I did let it sit for a little bit because I didn't want these falling apart. Once you get those done, hopefully I can explain this properly. If not, go to the Crafty Shopper and she'll probably explain it better. If I can remember, I'll put her link to that video in my description box. But you're going to kind of angle those two. And this is a shelf. And you're going to stick that in between the 2 bottom blocks. These are the sides of our tree. And you see, I'm just using wood glue for now. I do eventually go in and secure it a little better with hot glue, but for right now, you want to be able to maneuver it. So if you use hot glue, you won't be able to maneuver it too much. But that little shelf, you want to get, again, stick between the 2 bottom blocks. And I just, again, I use the wood glue. And after we get that on, and I get that set, see, I can maneuver it just a little bit. We're going to take our sides, 2 of them, and you're going to go underneath the shelf. And you're going to wood glue those in. And again, you're going to go at an angle. And I need to add a little bit more glue. And then once you get those on, you're going to add your other shelf. And again, you're going to wood glue this in between the 2 bottom blocks. And see how I can move them? That's what you want. You want to be able to still maneuver this. Once I get these the way I like them, like I said, I do use hot glue to help secure them a little better until that wood glue sets. And I have to move it, so I do have to use hot glue just to be able to move it a little bit, so I can do the bottom half. Because as you can see, my table is not very long, so I end up having to push that up. And to be able to push that up a little bit, I have to make sure it's stable. So that's where the hot glue will come in. So here again, take the sides and our shelf, and you're going to go up under the top shelf, the shelf above it, and we're going to put wood glue, and we're going to angle those outwards, I think this is the last one I show, and I think I do show me using some hot glue on this too, because again, like I said, I had to move it. So angle those out below the shelf above it, and then you're going to take your shelf and you're going to wood glue it between the two bottom blocks. And then once I get that angled in, this is okay. This is where I take the hot glue and I just go up the seams of the blocks in the corners, obviously. But this is the way I'll be able to move it. And I don't show me putting the last shelving in, because at this point it's the same thing. The two on the side underneath the top shelf, and then the shelving in between the two blocks at the bottom. And then yeah, my fat head gets in the way. And then once I get that done, I take these boards from Dollar Tree. And yes, I put a little bit of hot glue because I want these to stick a little faster. I didn't want the wood glue. I mean, the wood glue will set, but that's just for the permanent hold. And you have to really push these together because I don't want that. I don't want a gap. And next I take a board. You know those tri boards you can get at Dollar Tree? That's what that is, and that's just one side of them. And I take that, and then I take my tree, and then I'm going to take a marker, and we're going to mark the inside of the tree and the outside. We're just going to trace the inside and outside part of the tree. And then we're going to take scissors, and we're going to cut in between the two lines. And I don't care if the marker gets on the tumbling tower blocks, because we're going to paint it. But see, I just cut between those two lines. Once I get those cut, I take this paper that I got from this pack that I believe came from Michael's. And my bestie gave it to me, so thank you, bestie. I love you. And you see my junk drawer. And all I'm doing is looking for glue stick. You don't need much for this. The glue stick works great. You don't. If you want to use Mod Podge, that's fine, or another glue, that's okay too. It's up to you. But I take and I do half of it, and I just set that down, and then I take the other. I put glue on the other half, and the great thing about this, I take the glue, but you can peel it up. That's the best part. You can peel it and back up and stick it. The picture doesn't have to match. I just don't want a space between it, and you really don't even see the line of where you put it together. But here in a minute, I actually do pick it up. You don't see it, but there was a space between there. I don't think you can't really see it on the camera, but I did see it. And that little piece of white board that's sticking off, I just cut off a piece and stick it there. Again, you don't see it. You won't even know it's there. But once I get that done, we're going to take the wax and paint the base. And we're going to take our green and paint the tree. And then I also take those little square blocks to help stabilize it. And I take hot glue and I just hot glue those to the back of every shelf. And to help stabilize it, just like that. And then once we get that, we're going to hot glue our base down. I don't know why I use just hot glue on this and not wood glue as well, but it's holding up great. So get that base down. And then we're we're going to put that backing on. And you kind of got to work fast with this because you don't want the hot glue to set. So I thought I could do half and then the other half, but the base got in the way. So you might want to do this before you put the base on. But I'm not that smart, obviously, so it is what it is. And be careful when you push down the board onto this because the hot glue kind of squished out, and I did burn my finger a little bit at one point. I kind of cut some of it out too. But I do take the hot glue and I push it down on the sides. Just be careful. And that's what we have so far. Isn't it pretty? I love how this turned out, and I love that backing. It's just awesome. Now we're going to add some embellishments. Now some of these I think I got from Hobby Lobby, and some I think I got from Amazon. I've had these in my stash for a while. I've been crafting for a long time. I'm just now doing a video though. I've just started this year on videos. Yeah, I add those, and then I think those came from Hobby Lobby, and then the other ones I'm about to stick on I think may have come from Dollar Tree. I also got some of this stuff from Amazon too as well. You can pretty much find these anywhere, to be honest. But after I do that, I take a poinsettia from Dollar Tree, and I know this came from Dollar Tree because I was just at Dollar Tree and I saw them there. And this flower, actually, I should have used a smaller flower. The white poinsettia is actually a little big. But once I get that on there and secured, I take where am I at? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I take these leaves. I cut them apart. I think these came off of something from Dollar Tree. And I put those above the poinsettia. I think I probably added a little too much to this. But, you know, there was nobody there to stop me. So I went with it. But I still think it turned out really good. Except for the flower being a little bigger than it should have been. Should have used a smaller one. But once we get the top part embellished, I will, I'm using my hot gun, that thing to straighten out the flowers. They were a little wrinkled and curled, but that helped. And then I take these, and I just took a Chanel stem to stick them together. They're just easier to glue down that way, I think. I thought it did take a while for this to stick, but I think it's because the pine bushes are a little too thick and not forgiving. So I did have a little trouble sticking it down. It did stick, and it's still sticking, so I'm not worried about it. Then again, I de-wrinkle one of my poinsettias that came from Dollar Tree. Again, you should have used a smaller flower, but here I am using that one. Once I get that in and settle down, I take a pine cone, or 2 pine cones, and I put them on either side of the flower. And I will just hot glue those down as well. And then I guess I'm going to show you me doing all this. But I do put a second one down eventually. Hello. Hurry up. There we go. And then I stick that one down as well. And then there's one more thing. Eventually. I take these berries. These I did just recently get, so I know they came from Hobby Lobby. And I just cut the stems off and hot glue those on. I think I do 4 on each side. And I just put those on the pine leaves. They're easy to cut too. I probably didn't even need to use those scissors. I think regular scissors would have been fine. But once I get all 4 of those on, we're going to bring back our ornaments, and we're going to take those little square blocks you can get from Dollar Tree. And I did kind of screw this one up, and I'll show you. I didn't angle it. You're supposed to, for it to stand up straight, usually you got to angle things to get them straight up, and I didn't. I put that straight up and down, so it kept falling. So here I am just trying to move my camera up so you can see more of the tree. But eventually take that, I just pop that off and fix it. Yeah, here. I just pop that off and kind of set it at an angle and then put the block on. And then it sets up and doesn't fall over. And I do this to all of them. And once I get all these on, that is it for this project. I hope you really liked this video, and I really would like to know what you think and what you thought. And I love reading your comments. I don't get to them right away, but I do eventually read them all, and I enjoy reading them. I really do like it a lot. And this is the final reveal, and this is what we end up with. And I couldn't fit anything on the top shelf there because those were a little too big. I might find something to make smaller and put up there, but this is what we have, and I love it. I think it turned out great. It's sturdy. I haven't had any problems with it. I made it a few weeks ago, and it's holding up great. The only thing I wish I would have done is the smaller flowers. But thank you for watching, and please remember to give me a thumbs up and like and subscribe.